Reinstituting the theory meter for this channel only, simply because the other channel is all politics now, and we do theory only streams on Patreon pretty frequently now. We're doing it more than once a week. So, if we get $100 in super chats with the word theory or squid in the title, we will skip to a theory segment of your choosing. You can vote for it in the side chat. If, however, we get to $100 for drama, the theory meter resets. And that indeed is how it happens. Sorry, it doesn't reset, it goes down by 50%. I had how YouTube changed the position of the pinned messages. Yeah, why is it at the bottom? Why would it ever be at the bottom? You pin it at the top. Oh my god. And I'm pretty sure nobody's even getting notified of the streams being live. It's so freaking ridiculous, man. Like, oh my god. I swear to God, I think they're deliberately tanking the way everything works. They're paying out less in ad revenue. I think that's what's going on. I have a strong suspicion that ad revenue across the board is just dropping, and they're trying to very subtly just squeeze out channels from getting that revenue. I think that's really what it's about. Honestly. It's just really ridiculous. We will also be taking call-ins tonight. I know there were some people who were very offended by the takes in the last couple of days. You are welcome to call in, or forever hold your peace. I have a revolving door policy when it comes to critics. Even if I ban you from my server, you can talk to me directly. Anytime you want. Why do you sound like Taylor Lorenz? It must be the HRT kicking in. Yeah, why is it at the bottom? Can I change that? Why? YouTube, why? What? How does that improve anything? Like, why? Why would you ever do that? It's so silly. By the way, the game tonight, we're going to be continuing with Resident Evil 7. We got the expansion. I paid for it just for you. Okay? I paid for it just for you. Oh no, the fat canoe guy died. Ah. Well, hopefully he died in a canoe. Yeah, their UI is just so broken. Someone is justifying their continued paycheck by just constantly changing the UI for YouTube. And it's just ridiculous. Oh, and YouTube Premium is now more expensive for Apple users. Well done. And you wonder why nobody is defending the idea that capitalism fuels innovation anymore. Just nobody does. You notice that? Nobody thinks that way anymore. What canoe guy? What canoe guy? What canoe guy? Only the canoe guy. How do you not know the canoe guy? Come on, the canoe guy. And for some reason, it is not showing up on my screen. Why are you way down there? Why are you way down there? There we go. The canoe guy. The canoe guy. He's dead. Which means he can't copyright strike me.
Am I moving? Heck yeah! Join the Olympics.
Listen, the tragedy is not to have died, it's to have been wasted. He lived. It was painful living by the looks of it. But god damn it, that is living. Plus, he must have had excellent lung capacity. Whatever he died of, it wasn't suffocation. Where is he even? He's still under there. I didn't realize it was this long.
First, I get my big ass up. Oh, you're sitting there? I'm on my knees right now. Oh, okay. And I'm like locked back on my knees too. This is a.
Not to be callous, but this gives me significant hope for my longevity. R.I.P. Fat Canoe Man. May your boat be tipping in Valhalla. Yeah, he died! Like, just today, apparently. That or I've been lied to. Either way, Godspeed wherever he is. Lisa, come on. Come on, don't do that. Don't talk like that, come on. Here's a line. Here's a line. And no, I'm not talking about that line. But there's a line. Okay. Not this line. But there's a line. Alright, what are we doing? We are going over a Mary Chu video of all things, because it involves me. Mary Chu can also call in, by the way. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't hate Mary Chu. I like Mary Chu. I kinda like her. I'm not entirely sure why, but I kinda like her. I legitimately don't know why. I don't know. I like talking to her. She's fun to talk to. She is fun to talk to. But she was made very upset. Very upset indeed.
I've been wondering.
Not yet. Not yet. But she was very upset indeed about my talk with Aiko. I'm not entirely sure why. but we shall find out together. And then I'm not entirely sure what's on the docket after that. I'm going to be taking call-ins from anyone who has had problems with the takes over the last couple of days. If they don't want to call in, that's fascinating, because I have people... Oh my god, that was terrifying. I need to switch that out of the promo thing. Thank you, Corbin. Any millennial, Gen X, etc. person who still supports Harry Potter universe doesn't deserve anything good in life. I said what I said. I mean, Quidditch is cool. Come on. Come on. The aesthetic is cool. I wish we had more of that in real life. 90%, by the way, I think the appeal of Harry Potter was literally just selling. What if we who lived in gray walls with no media in the 90s had hot chocolate and cozy sweaters and lived in castles? By the way, Sunday, I've been watching a ton of Angela Collier recently. Thank you for putting me on game. She is so good. She is so good. I'm going to be finishing up my videos this week. It's been a crazy little while, and I think the scariest part has just been like readjusting to normal life, because I don't trust that normal life is back, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Is Aiko still alive? There's no way she's still alive. I shouldn't say that. Aiko streams for ridiculous hours. Nope, she ended 44 minutes ago. God damn. Wild. And apparently there was a Repsion video on Firebat, so I'm gonna take a look. I'm a little curious. I'm a little curious if we made the cut. Although, terrible views for Repsion. I thought he was a big channel once upon a time. Look at this. There's like 2,000 views after an entire hour? Entire 7 hours. He's got like almost 1 million subscribers. What happened to Repsion? What happened to him? Do you love Hassan with all of your heart and other things too? Yes. Quidditch is the worst part of Harry Potter. It's just bad, confusing broom rugby, except it's actually just one guy chasing a tiny annoying thing. Well, technically that guy may never actually catch the tiny annoying thing. Hang on, we gotta switch to regular donuts right now. So they're not screaming. The screams are for when we go to Resident Evil. When we stream Resident Evil, the super chats will emit an ear-piercing scream, which is not kind to me when I am tense and hiding from a thing that's stalking me. It's not no Nissan video. Nah, he's been going down across the board. Like, when I look at his videos here, some of them do terribly. Like, they rarely break 2K. Or they rarely break 10K, I should say. But like, look at this. This guy used to, like when we look at his most popular, this guy has videos with over 1 million views. Over 1 million views. Like multiple. Like pages full. Like a page full. Page and a bit. And the rest go pretty close. So what on earth is happening now that he's pulling, like, my views on a really good day? Which are not good views, by the way. Weird. Very weird. That is a horrible, horrible photo, by the way. But anywho. Maybe he just did a piss poor job of chasing the algorithm. Nah, it doesn't really work that way. I suspect what probably happened was he burnt his audience in some capacity. That seems more likely. In any case. By the way, do we like the music continuously through this? I'm going to leave the music continuously through this. If that's alright with everybody. Does that sound good, or is that annoying? Okay. Let's start this. Trans Ally Audit. Aiko rules. Skinwalk your friends today. AKA me versus Aiko rules versus Katie Neves versus President Sunday versus Alec Gunter versus King Critical versus The Chalk versus Shudlogic versus Purple Perry Gaming versus Lucy Haze. Why is Lucy Haze in this? Versus Edge of the Matrix. versus Kelly J. Keane. All right, here we go.
I've been wondering something.
Have you?
Who is Aiko Ruled? What does she do? What kind of content is she known for?
She gets stoned and she talks about things.
Do people watch because she has unique and useful insight into the things she talks about?
No, it's because of the revealing outfits and the cat.
Or just because
You know, because she's a titty streamer.
she's saying stuff they agree with? Are her opinions even her own, or just taken from other people?
I'm gay, I'm allowed to say that.
I have a theory. I think this person has managed to professionally skinwalk her content creator friends. I think she attaches herself to and agrees with people more knowledgeable or well-read than herself, on
If that's referring to me, darling, we got some history to go over. Aiko does not performatively agree with me. Oh my god. I have lost years off my life of Aiko disagreeing with me.
whichever issue she's talking about, and just sort of joins what she sees as the winning team, reaping the rewards without actually having to do any of the legwork or
You were looking at videos with views under 100. What do you mean? What do you mean?
many original opinions. And because it's me, we're testing this via trans discussion.
Okay, what time is it in the UK? Time in the UK. Mary, I want you to call in. 5:59 a.m. Okay, maybe she wakes up by the time this is done. Mary, if you're around, if you see this, I want you to call in. I want to chat. I'll be nice. I don't want to fight with you. I just want to chat. I'm just curious.
See, she's quite outspoken on this topic. She's had a lot to say about one of my videos about someone called Katie Neves, although I'm not convinced she ever understood my actual points about representation and trans advocates dying on ill-advised...
I'm going to be real. I watched the Katie Neves videos. I did not... I thought there was a serious poverty of sources for that. There was one hit piece that was very much coming from a transphobic place, and it did not substantiate its claims about her. It claimed that she was a pervert who was getting off, talking about how she got off on wearing her sister's clothing. But actually what she was talking about was, as a prepubescent child, it felt right when she was wearing feminine clothing, and that which was available was her sister's. That's what it was. Like, she was like 4 at the time. This person wasn't capable of perversion. Like, it's... And I think it was just poor sourcing on Mary's part. And I think even Mary acknowledges that wasn't a great video. So I don't know why she would defend it here.
Hills, despite many hours dedicated to watching me. We even had something approaching an actual discussion on various trans issues when we had a conversation. Unfortunately, what this all tipped me off to is that this person is actually not very knowledgeable on this subject at all, and generally just uses accusations
She's alright.
of transphobia to bludgeon people she doesn't like with. I got the impression she's taken on progressive ideas around trans issues without adequately understanding other perspectives. And when pressed on this, it comes across like she's picked
Other perspectives, what do you mean? Like non-progressive views on trans people?
a side and wants to form negative opinions on those who disagree without actually trying to understand why they think differently first.
Like, Mary, would you regard your positions on trans issues as anti-progressive?
I think
You need to talk to women that
fine.
disagree with you. I think you should actually have these kind of conversations and stop writing them off as bigots or ignorant or whatever. Because I think you're ignorant of some of their
I
experiences.
think it is. No, I think
That's probably true.
it is
I
ignorant.
mean,
because
it's probably true of me too.
Then talk to
Don't
some of
you
those
think-
people about
don't
that.
you
Like, I know for a fact that's true of me too.
don't you think that if these women were more used to like trans women just being around, being people, being like regular women around them, that maybe it wouldn't be as much of a problem.
That's not
maybe they
bearing
wouldn't
out.
be scared.
Say you have like trauma. Say you were physically assaulted in a bathroom or something by a male person. You're in another bathroom,
Well,
you see
then
a male
they really
person come in, it
should
might
go
just
to
set
therapy.
things off.
Go to therapy. I don't
You
think
have no
people's
empathy,
rights
do
should
you?
be based
You have no
on.
empathy.
What?
You should talk to
Wait, hang on. No. People being assaulted in a bathroom is not an argument for segregation. People have been assaulted in bathrooms by non-white people. That is not an argument for segregating bathrooms by race. That's not valid.
to other women
you
about
could-
this.
you could
Talk
say
to
that.
some women
You
who are
could say that.
uncomfortable about this kind of thing. Actually understand how people feel.
You know that's been used historically, right? Just to be clear, like discomfort by white women against black men. That has been used as an argument in favor of segregation in the past. There's actually a famous novel in which this features very heavily into the main plot.
So
No,
cringe.
yes,
I'm
no,
not
I
even
do.
female and
I
I get it.
understand, and I disagree. Yes, I understand.
But as much fun as it would be to focus on personal interaction...
Wait, what did she say?
Yes, I understand. Yes, no,
I'm not
I
even
do.
female and
I
I get it.
understand, and I just...
I'm not even female and I get it? I mean... Are you sure?
Yes, I understand.
But as much fun as it would be to focus on personal interactions and recount the time she advocated for reporting my channel or supported some...
Wait, hang on.
...interactions and recount...
Yeah, but that's because the implication of you sending a secretly recorded call was that you were threatening her. Right? I'm just saying, like, I don't know what... I actually legitimately have no idea as to what other explanation there could be for why you would send a recording of someone's conversation with you, except to intimidate them. I don't know.
Count the time she advocated for reporting my channel or supported someone threatening to sue me for slander for repeating something he had literally told me himself.
Like, oh, fuck you, I fucking see that. I've not done any of these things.
I did not see that as a serious threat. A serious legal threat. And even if it was, who the fuck cares? Like, she would deserve it. It would be justified if you did.
Or looped on whether I meant an apology to someone for 40 minutes in our debate.
Go ahead.
Let me say it again, okay? The apology we just watched, you say to Femyaz on request of Sunday, or rather Sunday saying that he thinks you owe her apology and you apologized. Did you mean that apology that we just watched? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Well, I think we've been over this.
I'm not moving past this. I'm
good.
Why not?
Good. This is great. This is very funny.
This is literally it. I'm not moving past this.
You're making a fool of yourself, Michael. You are making a fool of yourself. You're not allowing us.
I don't.
Like, okay, Purple Parrot Gaming, worthless person. I'm sorry, useless, worthless, talentless, no intelligence, nothing to do, waste of time, no judgment. And it's really frustrating because, you know, he's got some stage presence. He could do something more interesting than this, but there's a reason why he's going to be at the bottom of the barrel for his entire career. Sucks. Although maybe I shouldn't say that because Food Shops is apparently doing all right for herself. Granted, that is because, you know, she's a pedophile who's commiserating with another pedophile, but leaving that aside. I don't think Mary Chu needs to take this angle. I think she is actually, I genuinely think she is actually capable of having a smarter position on this. I know people disagree with me. I think she is capable of having a better engagement on this issue. And I think the tack she's taking is just not, even from a cynical point of view, is just not working. Like, it's not, nobody cares. And, like, case in point, like, Mary, you're going out of your way to defend King Critical. He does not care. He's not going to promote your content. He hates you. He hates you. People like this hate you. Like, just think about that. Maybe that's inflecting their judgment a little bit. I'm just saying. Anyways.
Hash out the other stuff.
I don't care, Perry. I literally don't care.
We're doing something else. I'm interested in a recent stream she did.
And I get why Sunday is so charitable in this. Because I'm uncharitable when I detect that people are being deliberately dishonest, and I don't detect that here. I just bluntly don't detect that here. I think there's sort of like a garden variety disingenuousness that comes about when you're antagonistic to somebody, but I don't get the impression that this person is actively trying to lie to people. I think she has toxic views on certain things, but I don't get the impression that she's a charlatan. Does that make sense? Make sense?
Viewing a conversation between
like I feel like this is a person who is injured, bluntly.
Left-leaning streamers, President Sunday and Alec Gunter, discussing Sunday's criticisms of Alec's criticisms of gender-critical YouTuber King Critical, who made a video on 10 reasons trans identity isn't valid. None of these people are themselves trans, by the way. Sunday's criticism of Alec broadly consisted of Alec not understanding King Critical's points, not having read gender philosophy, and ultimately lacking knowledge and understanding on an issue he discusses often, a criticism I tend to agree with and would like to expand, as Alec is far from the only or even worst offender here.
True.
See, Aiko also hasn't read Judith Butler, never watched King Critical's video, Alec's video, or most likely even Sunday's initial criticisms.
But I don't think Aiko has made content pointedly calling out another creator for their lack of knowledge on gender theory, to be clear. I don't think that's a thing that's been done. I don't think Aiko has ever postured as someone who knows what they're talking about with respect to this. I think Aiko just has opinions. Which is a smart angle, because you actually can't hold her to task for not knowing stuff. Because she hasn't claimed to. I also think she's broadly correct on a lot of things. Like the metaphysics, the philosophical critique, not so much. But also, she doesn't speak to that.
I haven't read any of those books. I don't think that King Critical really says. I didn't watch it, but from what I've seen, I don't know precisely what he's talking about in this situation because I haven't watched the things, as I've said a billion times.
Seems proudly ignorant of gender critical perspectives.
Who are you talking about, Lisa?
And has little understanding of trans people beyond mainstream progressive talking points, so why is she even reacting to this? What could she possibly contribute? Isn't she falling into the same trap Sunday is suggesting Alec has?
I don't think so. I think the issue with Alec is that he's pretending to respond to somebody he's not paying any attention to. I don't think Aiko's doing that. I don't think people have an obligation to do YouTube to read Judith Butler, to be clear. I don't think reading Judith Butler is a threshold you need to cross to be able to talk about gender issues. I do think taking pains to understand the people you're responding to and what their arguments are is important if you're going to posture as being knowledgeable enough to debunk them. Because what you end up doing is you end up taking their place. You end up taking the place of the people who've actually like bothered to write books and actually understand this stuff and interrogate this stuff. And it's my issue with Vosh generally and people like that, because they will go into these debates about identity, about gender, about racial justice and things like that. And they have a large audience. Gunter, not so much. Gunter is kind of pathetic, but Vosh has a very large audience. And thousands upon thousands of people who will argue with other people afterwards leave those streams with a sense that they understand what the issues are when they really don't. And nobody will actually seek out the work that actually breaks this stuff down. And I think that's really a damn shame.
Combined with my own experiences of Aiko, to me this speaks of the arrogance of many progressive trans allies, who seem to think trans discussions require no real forethought, research, or preparation. And why would Aiko bother with any of that? She's friends with President Sunday. President Sunday is a philosophy channel, and whatever you might say
Recognized
about him, he's either very well read or very good at pretending he is. Let's
see, she knows how to butter me up. Smart.
assume the former. Aiko is not well read, but really all she has to do is agree with her friend and treat him as an authority figure relative to Alec, and she can join the winning team.
True.
After all, it's a pretty safe content strategy to just identify the person who knows more and agree with everything they say. You might not be putting out good ideas of your own, but you're at least curating them and are thus coming across as intelligent and insightful by proxy, right? For the next close to 3 hours, Aiko successfully makes it through around 15 minutes of this roughly 45-minute video.
That's very typical.
We get to hear her mention over and over how stoned she is, eat an apple without muting her mic, and occasionally even attempt a hot take.
Hey, some people like the Apple mic, okay?
Whilst rewinding sections over and over and over.
Which is like, if someone has a video and they are unironically like, AGP, so-and-so is AGP, and they are like, serious about, like, they mean it. If someone has that in their video on the title or thumbnail of a trans person, you can just dismiss it right out the gate. You're like, okay, I know what your deal is.
This was grueling to get through, so I think liking this video and considering subscribing to my channel is the least you can do. We're told multiple times what King Critical was really saying versus Alec's interpretation by someone who didn't even watch either person's video.
Also, there's no money or clout in agreeing with Sunday. I know, right? That's the weirdest thing. I notice people who are smaller channels than me seem to have a weird notion of, like, the dynamics at play at this scale, but, like, I gotta tell you, there's no rewards for cynicism for me here. Like, at all. At all. Like, the moves that I make do not bring me in a bunch of cash. I've managed to cultivate a good relationship with a large part of my audience, so I'm financially supported enough to keep doing what I'm doing. But I ain't even making, like, not so erudite bucks, okay? So it's like, the idea that there's money in agreeing with me is kind of silly. I'm pretty sure Aiko is sucking fumes in terms of the channel.
We also discover that apparently Aiko's main exposure to King Critical was via fellow streamer Chud Logic, who I suppose she has some kind of vendetta against.
Interesting.
I'll link it again, but based on what I've seen of King Critical, when I watched Chud Logic soy nod to his ContraPoints' AGP video, he like won't even entertain a gender sex distinction whatsoever.
As much like with me, she's dedicated multiple hours to criticizing him. I'm unsure if this runs deeper than just accusations of transphobia, but I do question which trans people were asking her to talk about him, or what
It doesn't require trans people to talk about him. It's not how that works.
she thinks she's achieving.
There could be no trans people in the world, and it would be perfectly valid to criticize him.
Chud has somewhat gender-critical views and makes trans jokes sometimes. Who cares?
AGP!
I mean, he's openly bigoted against trans people, to be clear.
AGP! AGP! AGP!
There's a telling point on Aiko's ignorance of gender critical when she suggests King Critical believes sex and gender are the same.
King Critical rejects the sex-gender distinction.
This doesn't make any sense. Gender criticals don't necessarily believe sex and gender are the same. This is usually a conservative viewpoint, and King Critical isn't a conservative. Gender criticals believe sex and gender shouldn't be conflated. Your sex is immutable and can't be overridden by gender identity or adherence to stereotypes or whatever. Often gender criticals will be gender abolitionists to at least some degree. You sort of have to see gender as a distinct thing in order to have that position. Aiko is quick to slap the TERF label on people who disagree.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a problem though. It's incoherent. Like, that is true. What Mary Chu is saying is accurate, but that is actually an incoherent stance. The category of biological sex makes actually no sense. Why? Because you are picking out human types in the process of identifying sexes. It is an act of gendering. You are not simply saying somebody has this particular reproductive function or capability based on the organs they have. You are saying, no, this is now a type of person on that basis. You are bringing to bear social and historical data when you are, and prejudices and so on, when you are identifying sexes. Sex is a subcategory of gender. And here's the crux, here's the crucial part. Even if the sexes, quote unquote, are rigid, even if like people either have or don't have these sets of body parts and they're fixed, it is still a gendering. We are still picking out stuff based on cultural interest, based on social interest and so on and so forth.
Agree with her, but doesn't seem to understand the acronym. TERF is rooted in radical feminism, which sees gender roles and so forth as a vector of patriarchy. And to a TERF, the resulting oppression is specific to female people. None of this is the same as saying sex and gender are the same thing. If you don't understand things as basic...
No, but the point is that gender is rendered irrelevant afterwards, right? It's rendered a matter of opinion or self-ascription, right? It's a costume you put on. That's the move.
As this, you probably just shouldn't talk about this issue. But eventually we do just get a confession that Aiko is coattail riding Sunday.
I like watching people who know what they're talking about talk about, because I've thought about a lot of these things, but I have no idea what, I have no idea about like actual philosophy and stuff.
Someone else did the legwork and she's just here to agree with everything he says. It's almost annoying in a way, you know? Most people at least try to pretend they're not lazy.
I would prefer people be honest about the fact they haven't read stuff, and I think it's lazy to not read stuff. Reading is a painful, tedious act for a lot of people, including me. It takes a lot of work and a lot of strain and a lot of effort. It hurts to do. If it didn't, everybody would do it. I don't think there is a problem with people not... Like, reading is an unnatural act. You are focusing your eyes unhealthily on lines of code that are unpleasant to focus on. It's physically painful to do. It's not like sometimes there are highs in a similar sense that some people get a workout high, I guess. Sometimes there are like really great experiences that you have doing reading. This music is terrible for what I'm saying right now. But One moment. Quiet you. You get it though. Like, I don't think everybody needs to be reading theory. What people do need to do is have a humble attitude that acknowledges and remembers how little they do know, so they aren't pretending to be experts when they aren't. And I don't think Aiko pretends to be an expert when she isn't. That's important. That's not Flight of the Bumblebees. That's Hollow the Mountain King.
Aiko is too lazy even for that. Why pretend to care about something you don't that really doesn't affect your life? I respect the hustle of making...
I mean, it does affect your life, actually. Just to be clear. If sex is fixed, if sex is fixed such that people with certain sex characteristics have a fixed set of experiences that are unique to them, perfectly unique to them, in all cases, such that there can be no room for bleed over, right? There is no common ground. There is no common oppression between people who identify as women and people who are identified by society as women. That does affect her. That affects, among other things, the social interpretation of the fixedness of her position, for example. It also affects people that she cares about. It's also just a matter of interest to her. She's allowed to talk about it. It's that simple. But just to be clear, one of the reasons why trans issues are so central to everything is because they break down the rigid sex subjugation that is fundamentally at the heart of how we conceptualize the needfulness of our social institutions as we have them. Because even our metaphysics presumes a division of labor between the body and the mind that is itself the product of the subjugation of women to free men from the concerns of the body.
A living sitting around basically doing nothing. Or was there really no other subject you could be grifting off of? And even if the laziness was overt, and it's more just some kind of girlfriend experience hangout thing where I provide...
Why would you say it's a girlfriend experience hangout thing? You stream for hours on end. You cover the news, you cover other people's videos, you talk about it. Is that a girlfriend experience hangout thing? I wouldn't say that.
Providing input isn't really the point, and we're just doing some kind of watch party for whatever the host puts on. I guess maybe I could accept that and just move on, safe in the understanding I'm not the target audience for this because her personality doesn't appeal to me, and at that point that's all that matters. But this is someone who has been running around, calling me a TERF and all kinds of other things, trying to get other creators like Lucy Hayes and Sunday himself to be her personal army and watch some horrendously offensive video I made months ago, due to a searing hatred of me that I still don't really know the origin of.
I mean, I don't hate you, I just think I think the video was poorly argued. I think that the article you relied on principally was poorly argued. And with all due respect, when I pressed you for additional information that confirmed the claims in the article, you said you had that additional data, but you didn't produce it. And to this day, you still haven't produced it. So I think you were maybe overselling it a little bit.
This is someone I've debated on trans issues. In that debate, she castigated me for not showing enough of my research in one React slop video, a criticism which I accepted. And she doesn't prepare or research shit when it's her turn. She doesn't know anything. She's just copying someone else's homework whilst pretending to be in any way interested in the overarching subject matter, because she can use transphobia to beat people over the head with. And I guess it's fine because she's riding the coattails of a person who is letting her. Anyway, I guess even Sunday has his limits, because eventually he calls in. This conversation was actually posted as a standalone video, and it's very telling that none of the reaction before or after was included. It's framed as a discussion on gender, but really it's a man giving a lecture on the basics of Judith Butler to a bewildered novice for 50 minutes. I'm getting similar vibes as to when Edge of the Matrix filmed Kelly J. Keane arguing with someone in the street, uploading it as if he deserved any credit for the content and reaping the rewards.
When I was in Newcastle, I filmed an exchange between myself and a wide-eyed nut job, and somebody else filmed it. I had fewer views for my own video than somebody filming me.
Back to Sunday's main point about Alec. On the face of it, you could level the same criticism of me too. I haven't read Judith Butler, but it's a bit different.
Well, you should. That'd actually be a fun conversation. I will buy you a copy, Mary Chu. Give me an Amazon list.
Me. The criticism of Alec, and what Aiko needs to hear as well, is that no reading has been done to inform their positions before making assertions about trans people, and it's unclear what else is filling the gap.
Well, I mean, I am curious, actually, since you haven't read Butler. Butler's kind of a big deal in this sphere. And I'm saying this as someone who doesn't like Butler as a human. I genuinely don't like Butler as a person, to be clear. Someone like Naomi Klein, for example, I like as a person. I don't like Judith Butler as a person. I think Judith Butler as a person, I have a similar opinion about them as I do about Zizek. I think they have some interesting work, maybe sometimes very important work, and I think they as humans are tremendously disappointing. Not last Patreon stream, but the Patreon stream before then, we went into, at the end of it, we were sort of wrapping up. We went into a case where Butler instinctively leveraged their position in an organization that they did not have authority over to quietly try to shut up an accusation of sexual misconduct against a colleague. Sexual misconduct against a grad student. I really don't like Judith Butler. Judith Butler sucks, but Judith Butler's work is very good and very influential. So I think it's actually very worth reading Judith Butler and taking Butler seriously. Sort of like how Jean-Jacques Rousseau sucks as a human. Sent a bunch of his children into the orphanages. Orphanages were not nice back then. Why she sucks? I literally just explained that for Pesci. And nonetheless, very influential, very important. Carl Schmitt, massively influential on leftist theory, among other things. And rightist theory too, but largely on leftist theory. Carl Schmitt, member of the Nazi Party. Martin Heidegger, member of the Nazi Party. Sucked as human beings. Hannah Arendt, screwed around with Martin Heidegger, racist against black activists in America. Sucks in many ways as a human being. Not in all ways, but sucks in a lot of ways as a human being. Still, important, influential, worth engaging with seriously. I'm sure there are women who would have negative things to say about Martin Luther King Jr. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have negative things to say, maybe justifiably, against someone like Malcolm X, for example. There are, what's his name? Feigs. What's his first name again? Orlando Feigs. He wrote A People's Tragedy, History of the Russian Revolution. About 50% are really good history of the Russian Revolution. Put fake reviews on Amazon. Sucks. Right? Makes sense? You don't judge people's work by how they are as human beings, because human beings are disappointing. Every single one of them to the man.
I don't even necessarily need to read Judith Butler to inform my perspectives on trans, because I've lived this way for well over a decade. So rather than philosophy, my main angle here is lived experience, and everything...
lived experience doesn't give you access to the ontology or linguistics involved in how you self-conceptualize and how society conceptualizes you. No doubt you have information, you have access to information and experiences that I will never have, and that's very worth taking seriously, and I do take that seriously. But nonetheless, that is not a byway for saying you know better. Maybe you do in certain ways. I'm not going to challenge that, but that is not a byway for saying that, oh, I don't need to engage with these questions because I am the thing. That's like saying, like, imagine if you did this with race. It's like, what do you mean? I am part of a marginalized community. I know exactly how race is constructed. It's like, no, you don't. That's a historical, philosophical, theoretical question. That's something that requires reading in order to engage with. Unfortunately, that is the buy-in. I think you're capable of that reading. I think you're intelligent. I think there's nothing stopping you. I think you should first, though. By the way, actually, since I have you, Mary Chu, I'm going to ask you to do me a little bit of a favor, because there is actually work that is critical of Butler, and Butler is critical of you. So it would be very interesting to see your take on it, because Joanne Kopchak, who wrote Read My Desire, Lacan Against the Historicists for Verso Books, apparently, according to certain people, has a knockdown debunk of Judith Butler in the final essay of this book. And I would be very, very interested to see you read that, read both, and talk about it. But I'm not going to force you to, but I think that'd be very interesting. We don't have enough people who are dealing with this stuff seriously.
Everything else is supplementary. When you're cis, you can't have that same framework as someone who is trans. So you need something else. And Judith Butler books or philosophy in general are an option. More than anything, You can come to your own conclusions as to how you conceive gender, it just depends on whether that conclusion makes any sense. It's not like Judith Butler is the god of gender or anything.
True.
But then people like Aiko aren't exactly putting the work in required to come up with their own theories, and the attempts we see of this in her stream are underwhelming for how opinionated she is.
Gender identity versus gender expression versus gender perception. True. I don't know what anything is or what it's called, so I like when people tell me what that is.
And hey, I'll stick up for Alec a bit here. He tried to explain that he just comes at this from a very different direction, which is in the context of his job as a nurse. It's pretty clear he wasn't able to express this in a way that satisfied Sunday. If I can respect this, I'm willing to accept that maybe there's more to his own perspective than we got to see.
No, there's really not, though. I've talked to Alec before. Alec's entire thing is he has no self-awareness about the fact that admitting that you are being a charlatan because you want to be Vosh looks really bad. Like, that's bluntly it. Vosh is accepted in that... Sorry, Alec is accepted in that community because he's vacuous. He's a stooge. And that community right now, every single person with any independence or any critical thought has been picked out. Like, Vosh's audience is large for a streamer, but it's also the bottom of the barrel. He has low-quality viewers. And America, unfortunately, produces a lot of really low-quality people. So there are a lot of those. If that's your target audience, you may do well. I don't consider that worth it, but for some people that is. I don't like the idea of being a cockroach in a mansion, but for some people that's a satisfying outcome. I have so much contempt for the way Alec uses trans issues as an accoutrement to his career. I have so much contempt for the way he wears advocacy for them as a costume while doing a bad job. Not because he has to do a bad job, but because it's not worth it to him to try. I find that repugnant. I'm not angry at Alec, because I don't have enough respect for him to be angry at him, which is why I was trying to be really nice in our call, and generally speaking, it just kind of slipped out. I was trying really hard to be nice. I was really tired. Alec was the one who wanted to talk. I didn't hunt him down. I covered his part in that video response to King Critical. Alec was offended. He went into my DMs. He's like, "Hey, do you want to chat?" I was like, "Sure." And that was it. So, like, that's it. I think leftists owe it to themselves to fucking try, but that's just me. Some people get really offended at the idea that we should, not be grifting losers, and I think they tell on themselves when they do that, when they get offended at that.
And his issue was more his ability to express this in the moment, as he was finding Sunday overbearing. There is never just one road to enlightenment. I've also discussed trans issues with Alec more.
Okay, but I will tell you this, though. When you're talking about theoretical cultural issues in English in capitalist America, all those roads are through reading. I am sorry. All of those roads are through reading. Either that, or you're just a vector for the lowest common denominator. I know, it's unfair, c'est la vie.
Than once, and I have plenty of criticism for him too. But I do get the impression he's at least trying. And his more positive attitude towards people's
Why do you think why? He admitted he's not trying.
Intentions is admirable in a world full of vapid cynicism.
You have to prove that you are
That's not high praise, Alec.
this category of gender so that we can, make you do stuff accordingly.
Anyway, in any other context, Sunday would have titled his version of the standalone Aiko discussion video something like, "Leftist refuses to read even one book."
I didn't have that is what I call my conversation with Alec. I didn't publish my conversation with Aiko.
Oh wait. But I guess because she's allowing him to lecture her and isn't pushing back, or because they're already friends, it's fine. It's interesting to hear his...
Aiko wasn't making screeds against transphobes, acting like she had knowledge of how this works. Aiko was reacting in real time to a video. She's allowed to do that. I wouldn't have an issue with Alec Gunter reacting in real time. I would have no challenge to him. I would just flat out say like, "Hey, look, I think you got some stuff wrong. You want to chat? Cool." That'd be it.
His different reactions.
In fact, I would seek him out then. Probably, but I didn't seek him out. He took offense because his section in a video, like a prepared video, criticizing another creator, I did not approve of his performance. I thought it was really poorly thought out. I thought it was lazy. To the point where I was pretty thoroughly convinced that it was basically generated by ChatGPT, because it was shallow to an astonishing degree. And I just fundamentally don't think he cares about the issue. I think he uses it as a costume. And I think using minority groups and representation of minority groups and advocacy as a costume is really gross. And I don't think it should be normalized. I think it's how you get leftist influencers who become right-wing influencers who have a big left moment of some stripe or other later on.
To two equally uneducated people.
I don't think Aiko is equally as uneducated as Alec. I think Aiko is actually fairly intelligent and actually fairly knowledgeable, especially for someone who doesn't read things. I think Alec is astonishingly socially unaware and borderline illiterate and openly disingenuous, which seems like a contradiction in terms, but I think he legitimately lacks the awareness that telling the world that you are just out there to get famous and you don't give a shit looks really bad. I think if he recognized that it looks really bad, I don't think he'd do it.
Aiko does the audio version of nodding along disinterestedly. She's here to join what she sees as the winning team.
I don't think so. I think Aiko actually engaged pretty well in that conversation. I think Aiko engaged pretty well. Aiko expressed when she didn't understand what I was saying, and I had to clarify it. And we talked afterwards, by the way, off stream, and she got it. Aiko's not stupid. Aiko understood that conversation.
She more seems to want to unlock the secret weapon to destroying King Critical's arguments, and to a certain extent Alec Gunter's too. But there isn't one here, it's mostly just groundwork. To be fair to Sunday though,
True.
The kind of points he builds to in this conversation are things I agree with. I'm not a full-on gender abolitionist, but I do think societal
See? She's not dumb.
expectations of men and women, gender roles, etc., should be lessened as much as possible. There are very few things that necessarily should, or can, only be done by a person of one sex or the other. I would say I'm not sure why we needed 50 minutes to get to quite basic conclusions, but that's probably more an issue with the student than the teacher.
Nah, it's probably because I'm slow in explaining this stuff. That's going to be on me.
I can at least respect Sunday as someone whose viewers come to him largely for his interpretations on things he actually bothered to put the time in to learn. But the conversation ends, and Aiko is now armed with the knowledge required to give an actual insightful analysis on the conversation between Sunday and Alec this time. She's confident now. The pace picks up dramatically from before her pep talk. So of course it just devolves into mindless Alec snark. If the team sports aspect hadn't been solidified already, now it has. Seriously, we get to the point where Aiko can't identify an obvious joke Alec made.
We're not on the second channel, we're on the main channel.
Yeah, but you put me on the second channel before. A main channel.
No, I put all segments on the second channel.
Okay, never mind.
I try not to do drama on the main
I did
channel.
get a little insecure about that one, sorry.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke. I told him in DMs I'm putting him on the secondary channel because I don't do serious stuff on the main channel. I think he was being sincere there. That's okay. I wasn't trying to slight you.
God.
Like the reason why I have
He got insecure because he...
like maybe I'm wrong. I think I thought that was in earnest.
Because Sunday...
Like he was getting offended throughout the conversation. He felt like I was condescending to him. I was trying really hard not to. I was tired. I wasn't doing my best. I think that statement was in earnest. If he wants to say it was a joke, fine. Fine. I'm not sure I buy it, but okay.
They put their talk on the second channel.
That's how you know it's over. Pick a side, everything your side says is good, everything the other side says is bad. It's pretty transparent.
This is him being he is extremely nice and accommodating, and he's like trying to not talk down to him.
I didn't do a good job of not talking down to him though. I did try, but I was really tired. I just kind of let loose occasionally.
For Aiko, snarking Alec Gunter is long past its sell-by date. I made fun of him for that Jubilee debate as much as the next person, but how many years ago was that by now? This content really is the pits.
It is.
Aiko doesn't actually claim trans ally status, so maybe followers of hers would tell me my labeling of her this way is erroneous. To that I say,
I'd say she's a trans ally.
Cis-saviorism isn't a self-ID category. It's a mindset to be interpreted by others based on your actions. And when you've been trans for a long time, you get an instinct for insincere pandering. You can't seriously pretend that it's just out of intellectual interest when you're swooping in to save us pathetic transers from moderately successful YouTube personalities.
I don't think that's what Aiko was doing.
Making AGP jokes, or Logic Lord videos about trans identity. You want to feel like a good person, and in Aiko's case, with as little effort as possible. Well, trans people don't exist for you to use to feel good about yourself.
I agree, that was my issue with Alec.
I would strongly suggest to people like Aiko that you should just find something else to talk about. And if you actually do care about trans people deep down, there are two things you can do. First off, you need to let us speak for ourselves, and accept the diverse nature of what is spoken instead of shaming those of us who don't talk about our issues in a way that you prefer. Second, stop being a trans ally, and just try being a friend to some trans people. That's all that's required of you. And if you insist on doing what you're doing anyway, put down the pendulum and put some effort in. At least show the subject the respect it deserves instead
Put down the what?
of using it as
I don't know that word.
a vector for you to clout shark your friends. Thanks for watching.
People who need more gender-based support are men, but we don't really do that.
That doesn't.
Victim complex feminist goes after the most feminist man alive. Healthy gamer GG. What? The most feminist man alive is healthy gamer GG. What? What? Sorry, I'm just updating the theory meter because we had some donos and I didn't pop them in. So we got 7. Nope. There we go. So we are... Wait, did that not work? Yeah, so we are 93 away from theory. Oh boy, only $93 away from a theory segment. That's definitely going to happen. Okay, question for you, chat. Are we going to do another react or are we going to go into Resident Evil? What do we want to do? Give me some recommendations here. I'm kind of feeling Resident Evil, I'm not going to lie. Let's hear a vote. It might help if you knew what we're reacting to. There is the Repsion Firebat video, potentially. I guess there was this. This was on my list as well. Destiny confronts hater on TikTok live. I don't want to watch a Papa Gut video. Let's see this.
Nothing much. I got a quick question for you. I with Destiny at the Unfuck America tour, so I got. That's you, right?
Hang on.
Nothing much. I got a quick question for you. I know you hung out with Destiny at the Unfuck America tour, so I got. That's you, right?
Yes.
Okay. I watched the whole debate on his channel. I just wanted to say, you do know he had a 15-year-old girl that sent him bikini pics, and he sent it to his friends in a group chat and said that she was really sexy in jailbait. He was really concerned with.
Never heard this one.
That's pretty interesting. Don't you think you should look at
That's been known for years. I don't know why on earth he's pretending that's not known.
into that? If you
Can you
associate yourself with somebody,
Can you DM me that so I can take
it's
a
out
look?
there. It's
Yeah, DM him. Yeah, he wants you to DM him that. Yeah, DM him that.
completely out. You can
You
look
should
it
be
up.
able to DM me.
He's made long form content about it.
Feel free to DM me
that
that. I'll
he's
take a look.
discussed it, and he
He's
said
not going to take a look at it.
that he
This
didn't.
man has no soul. This is the most viscerally soulless human you've ever seen. He's like paper mache.
Find a problem with saying a 15-year-old girl was sexy.
I've
and
never seen this, so
Do you
feel
think that's
free,
wrong?
feel free to
Do you
DM
think
it
it's
to me. I'd happily take a look. I've never seen this.
wrong yesterday. If it is true, do you think that's wrong?
If he's an adult saying a 15-year-old is sexy,
Yeah, answer
yes,
the question.
I
If you,
I mean, why are we talking about this when we know he sent intimate videos of himself to a 17-year-old? Like, we know this. This is on court documents, by the way. This is on court documents, by the way. He attempted to get it struck. He attempted to get it struck recently, and it was denied. Let me pull up the screenshot. Hang on. Oh, where are you? Oh, was it posted in Clemens? Might have been posted in Clemens. Hang on. Hang on. Ah, here we are. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ah. Motion in the opposition, plaintiff falsely asserted, it's Pixie, that Bunnell exchanged sexually explicit material with a minor. Specifically, in a wholly irrelevant footnote, plaintiff falsely stated, after finally ascertaining Rose's legal identity, plaintiff has obtained evidence that Rose's date of birth is October 30th, 2004. Thus, when Bunnell was exchanging pornographic content with Rose between March of 2022 and until October 30th, 2022, Rose was a minor. Defendant's motions for sanctions pursuant to Fed R. Civ and plaintiff's motions for sanctions pursuant to Fed are hereby denied without prejudice. This is on legal documentation. This will be there till the end of time. And I enjoy this. Every single person who networks with this guy, this is known. You know this exists. These are publicly accessible documents. None of this is a secret. Destiny streams about this stuff constantly. You have no excuse. Every single person, like Beaker over here, who networks with this guy openly is networking with a pedophile. Just to be clear, knowingly. Because they have no talent. They can't see their way to any kind of independence from working with a loser middle-aged sex pest on the decline. They can't do it. Can't figure it out. I find that really funny.
You see it and it ends up being true.
Yes, I would say that's wrong. It doesn't change me hanging out.
Okay, and would you stop associating with that person?
No, I wouldn't.
Really? So you can associate with someone who finds an underage 15-year-old sexy?
Look at this wall of losers behind him. It's great.
Well, it depends when he said it, why. I mean, there's plenty of people that say crazy things, man.
He said it when he was 23 years old.
23 years old?
He was on an esports team.
He's 37 years old, right?
I'm gonna be real with you. I knew not to do that at 23. Maybe I'm just special. I don't know.
Right now.
Yeah.
So your
I
point
know. It's
against
still wrong,
him
right?
is something that happened 14 years ago?
Well, it's one of them. I don't know why you would be fixating on that one. How about when he bragged about planning to kill a kid? How about the recent thing he's in court for? Like, focus on the recent thing he's in court for. This is one of the problems with people who obsess about Destiny. It's like, pick the thing that matters. Pick the thing that matters. Pick the thing that people will care about. The thing he's in court for right now, people care about. 15 years ago, people do not care. They do not care. Was it 15 years ago? I forget. They do not care. Pick the thing that matters. Don't have your list of every bad thing Destiny's done. Other people have done worse, and they're successful. You need to understand the world you're in right now is one in which the average American is perfectly fine having a criminal in the White House with the Democrats advocating for killing thousands and thousands of children. That's the world you live in. Stop expecting the fact that somebody committed a faux pas that a saner world 15 years ago might have condemned means that you got them. Doesn't work. Sunday saying this is the problem with people that obsess with Destiny is fucking funny. I don't obsess with Destiny. I don't obsess with Destiny. It's actually a really important point. I don't even have primary antagonism to Destiny here. I'm gonna be real. I have more of an issue with all of the people surrounding Destiny than with Destiny himself right now, for a couple of reasons. One, because we know what Destiny's done. We know what kind of person he is. That's sort of like established now. These other people are covering for other people who are doing the same thing. Garen fucking Teed. The old boys club that is protective of people who are engaged in active abuse of women and children, apparently, that is more concerning to me than people who have done bad things in the past. Even though Destiny's a genocide denier psychopath. Like, leaving all of that aside, I don't think about Destiny very often. I am disturbed by the people who are quote unquote normal surrounding him. Does that make sense? I don't think about Destiny.
Really?
Still wrong, dude. I'm 23 years old. If I say that a 15-year-old girl is attractive,
did you ever say anything,
that would be wrong.
Did you ever say anything in your early 20s that you regret that maybe you wouldn't say now?
Not pedophilic, no.
Okay, so You don't think people can change, and maybe he said something stupid in his early 20s? He's 37 years old.
He's never apologized for it.
Oh,
See, this person doesn't know what they're talking about is the problem. You don't fixate on he's never apologized for this thing 15 years ago. You point to, oh, he's literally done this again in his 30s. That's what you point to. In his 30s, he was then sending stuff to a minor. Does that make sense? Like, finding one bad thing from 15 years ago, not the angle. Not the angle. Especially because a 23-year-old and a teenager is significantly less disturbing than a 36-year-old.
He's supposed to apologize for everything he did in his 20s, which is, I don't even know if it's true, but if it was,
yeah,
I
think if you say that a 15-year-old girl is jailed and that you were thinking about having sex.
That being said, him trying to defend this is funny. Let's see. So apparently this is where it gets most replayed.
This clip.
Go ahead, post the clip, and we'll see what happens to my audience moving forward. It's over, guys. I think this is where I say goodbye. My career's done. I'm done. That guy has proven that I'm a monster. Literally said I'm a pet based off that argument. That's insane.
I mean.
Crazy talk. These people are nuts, dude. I'm going to do 2 Unfuck Americas because of that guy. I'm going to double down on my friendship. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm about to get canceled, though. I don't know if you heard the last call.
No, I did. And so I don't want to argue about that, because I don't know Destiny. I don't know the validity of that statement. But what I found interesting is your defense of it.
Oh.
Look, hey, you do you. But what I found interesting is, the statements of, it was, 10 years ago and, it was back when he was younger.
14 years ago, yeah.
14 years ago. But you don't hold those same standards when it comes to Trump. Oh. And so you don't.
I was about to mention Stormy Daniels. I was about to mention that. I was about to mention that. He took the words out of my mouth. I don't know why that would be the angle, though, because you don't have to make that comparison. You could point out that this happened within the last 5 years. That's what you could do. I don't know why you would fixate on the 15 years ago thing. But true. However, there's a catch, though. Trump wasn't in his 20s at the time. And that's not an excuse for us sane people, but for insane people or for people who are corrupted, which is a large part of the audience now. One of the weird things about the present day is that the average human is incredibly corrupt online. Incredibly corrupt. Because they're perverts and they want to be validated. Not because they get money for it, because we are mentally fucked as a society. But for those people who unfortunately make up the audience for this content by and large, the fact that he was in his 20s means that they can excuse it, and they want to excuse it. They want to excuse it very badly. They get a very positive emotional response watching this stuff. They want to excuse it. So give him something they can't excuse. Last 5 years. In his 30s. He's not a kid anymore. He's not a 23-year-old kid. That's how they think about it. He's a man. That's harder to dispel, especially since he is actively threatening people who are talking about his court case and actively disparaging his victim, the plaintiff in his court case, every single day on Twitter.
All right, let's let the man defend himself. You ready?
Again, I didn't make this claim, so he doesn't need to defend it to me.
Not every single day, but often enough.
My comment was about you defending it blindly.
Wait, does this work? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh boy.
Okay. First of all, is this guy a Trump voter?
Yes, I am. And sir, I did not make.
And that's where it falls apart. It's like, oh, you have this double standard with Trump. It's like, oh, did you vote for Trump? Yeah. Well, then you can fuck off. You're not the man to make this critique. Go away. Like, excuse me. Why aren't you okay with my pedophile?
make this claim about you at all. Let's be clear. I just came up after a dude who did make this claim about you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. For first question, okay. You understand there's a difference in, ideally, there's a difference in standards between somebody who would be the president versus somebody who would be like a streamer.
That's not the angle for you, Steven. It's like, well, I should actually be given special consideration because I'm not the president. Jesus. Amazing. I love that that's the response. That's the ticket, Steve. That's it. Brilliant.
Influencer, right?
Sir, when these claims that y'all are suggesting, Trump hadn't even thought about running for president, so that doesn't quite apply.
Oh, wait. So then the things that you do in life don't matter until you
I don't even care who wins in this.
Think about doing something else.
I mean, so again, are you going to argue that it was okay? I mean, hold on. Let's just go. Did you do?
Well,
this?
no. Let's circle back. Let's circle back to my first question. I'll answer it, but I can't answer the question. But I need you to answer my first question. You understand it's a different standard for like different jobs or roles that people would hold in life, right?
No, sir. I think our moral standards remain the same no matter what job you hold in life, sir. So
then why are you permissive of this for the president?
Okay, gotcha. So then, if a doctor were to operate on you and you found out that
like it's not like. Why are you permissive of this for... Why would you ever be permissive of this for Trump? Ever. Why? He was older than Stephen at the time. Like, why? Also, like... One of these people directly got thousands and thousands and thousands of people killed. Murdered. Whatever else can be said about Stephen Borelli, he hasn't done that. I cannot... Destiny has defended... thousands of kids getting murdered. Trump has enacted it. Just in the last couple of weeks, he bombed a school, killing, like, what, 100 schoolgirls? More than that? Destiny hasn't done that. I'm sorry. Like, why would you make the direction of the attack in the opposite direction? Point out a thing he's actively going through right now that's intrinsically unethical, that should be very embarrassing, that people are not covering, because, like, this cynical son of a bitch, they want the connection because they have no charisma. They are awful creators without that connection. Make that the angle. But they can't because they're perverts and whatever. Like, they're as bad. That's why it's funny, because you don't care who wins. Just, all of you, go over the Reichenbach Falls like low-functioning Sherlock and Moriarty.
He had a bachelor's in English instead of an MD. You'd be okay with that because your standard for every single...
But Destiny hasn't done it because he can't, not because he wouldn't. Remember the sheep and the eagle? Yep, but he hasn't. Is what it is. I also, to be clear, don't think Destiny would have attacked Iran. Everything else, yeah. I don't think he'd have attacked Iran. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. A pre-Benny Morris network, Destiny probably wouldn't attack Iran.
Single person in life.
But I could be mistaken.
It's the same.
No, because you're bad.
A post-Benny Morris one probably would. Probably would. As long as it's not associated with Trump. I think he probably would. Pre-Benny Morris,
Is just the beginning to get a doctorate, and so it really doesn't matter what your bachelor's is.
Okay, so you'd have different standards for different people in life.
No, it's as long as he went through the proper schooling. I mean, so your analogy doesn't make sense, sir.
My analogy, if it's 1-to-1, you would have different standards for different people in life. There might be something that you think disqualifies a person from one job, but wouldn't necessarily disqualify them from another, right? The reason why you can't accept this is because you have to mentally torture your opinion in order to make this work. But like, this is the most obvious statement in the world. You would have different expectations for different people, right?
I'm simply answering your question. So in order to be a doctor, you're going to have the proper schooling to be a doctor, but that doesn't mean you have the now right to be able to say at the age of 23 or 24 that you want to do a 15-year-old. And so let's go back to that now, because I mean, my answer, hold on. My answer was no matter.
So then, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Well, no, because I just want to drill on this point a little bit. Every single friend that you have in real life, every single family member that you still associate with, all of these people are people that you would be comfortable being the president of the United States. You think that they have the character, the skills, the morality, whatever. All of these people, you would agree with that.
I never made that comment, or that's
no. But I'm asking you a question.
Are there certain individuals that would be better at being the president of the United States than others? Absolutely, sir.
Okay. I can't understand this feels so. This is why I hate this platform. This is such a stupid point to argue because everybody intuitively knows how stupid this point is. You obviously
You're
different. There are some people that if you're voting for somebody,
it is very stupid. It's also completely irrelevant.
President of the United States, you want this person to be literally the representative of
mega people are just so dumb. You've been served the perfect critique of him on a silver platter. He is actively in court right now for sharing intimate videos and images against the consent of the people in those videos and images with a minor. That's on court documents. Point out that. What is wrong with you? We know what's wrong with them. They're stupid bigots because bigots are stupid. It's just like, two R words fighting meme. I think Destiny is doing a pretty good job of deflecting this simply because his opponent is very dumb. These people are very dumb. I think even fighting with these people in particular is probably a clever move because it means it looks like the critiques against him are all very stupid because the people who talk to him very loudly and are very confident are very stupid. This is a clever move. Okay, I'm just jumping ahead to where it gets most replayed because I will have an aneurysm listening to this.
The kind of guy who would want to be the president of the United States.
And again, if you took
They're still doing this, wow.
everything that you did in a private life when you were hanging out with your friends that you would have never thought would have made
They're still talking about when he was like in his early 20s.
You don't want to stand by what America was designed on, which is our judicial system. And if you were found
America was designed on slavery, actually, just FYI.
not guilty of a crime, you didn't do it, dude. Unless he came out later and said,
It really is just defending Trump the entire time. Fuck it. I'm actually in favor of Stephen winning this. First of all, because it doesn't affect his court case. Secondly, because I hate this person for being so stupid. I hate this person for being so stupid. I understand Destiny as a creature. He's a self-interested little monster. I get that. These people are disgusting on in a different way that my brain is not concluded on. Like, I have Destiny slotted. He's in with the centipedes over here. I understand it. It's over there. I'm at peace with where it's at. I'm happy with where it's at. I like the fact that he will forever be struggling upwards and there will be a glass ceiling there till the end of time. Because he doesn't have any peace below the glass ceiling. I can enjoy my books and my coffee, and I'm happy. I'm happy. Steve, I'm happy under the most horrendous circumstances. Stephen will be miserable under the most successful ones. That's it. So it's like, I don't care. I don't spend my time seething about Stephen. If Stephen's happy where he's at, I don't spend my time caring about that. These people are like, they're defending someone exactly like Stephen, but worse and with power. So I'm fine with them, with these two things being the vector of each other's humiliation, and I am way more angry at these losers. At these losers for trying to come at the king when they've had an entire spread of ammunition and advanced weaponry laid out for them by other people. It's all there. And they come at him with the pool noodle because they can't be bothered to look. I have so much contempt for that. Oh my god.
Just because Trump was skimping on like the final, I think it was
it's just Trump. It's like he's in court. He's in court right now. Are you guys so lazy? Like, I thought you guys were Nazis. Go visit Kiwi farms or something. Learn. Oh my god. There's like mountains of documentation on this. It's all right there. There are videos about it. I need to republish my old video about it. I'll update it a little bit. I need to update it with a segment on like the people who swept for him, because Nicholas Dario's been riding high off of pretending to be criticizing Destiny when he was attacking his wife beforehand, trying to make sure that it didn't get out. Anyways, hey, we're gonna do a Resident Evil now, okay? Resident Evil time. And we're gonna skip to the Scream donos. Here we go. So, how this works. Super chat to trigger a most distressing scream. Please don't donate during a scary part. Pinned. Boom, there we go. All right. Here we go. Also, I did buy Diablo Resurrected. I'm probably going to play that on the main channel as a background occasionally. But we are starting the End of Zoe DLC for Resident Evil 7 because we finished the main game last week. And indeed, that is how it will happen. All right. Boom, here we go. Extra content. All right, we have Not a Hero. Ethan's struggle is over, but there's still one last mess to clean up, and the job falls to Chris Redfield, a veteran in the fight against bioterrorism. And End of Zoe. Should we do Not a Hero or End of Zoe first? I don't know what any of these other ones are. Banned footage. Secured as evidence on the Baker farm. These videotapes never saw the light. Until today, they reveal some of the tragedies suffered by the Baker's prisoners. Not a Hero or End of Zoe? Let's do End of Zoe. End of Zoe is the horror one. We'll do Not a Hero afterwards. I'm gonna grab a drink quickly in a moment.
I had to use one of them. There's only one left.
It's fine. It was foolish thinking I could escape. I'm sure there's someone who can help.
This is my home. Apparently I belong here.
I'll send help.
Don't bother. There won't be anyone left to help! No! Evie! Please!
We got a casualty here. Hey, I think she was.
What the hell you boys up to?
That's her, all right. Zoe Baker. She's still breathing. Call it into HQ.
Did you say Zoe?
Sir, do you live here?
What the hell's wrong with her?
We're
Zoe!
here to help. So everything.
What in God's name have you done?
Zoe!
Sir. Whoa! Stop! Stop!
Oh my goodness, Zoe. What the hell do they do to you?
Listen to me. We're here to help.
No, I don't believe you, boy. Tell me, what kind of help comes in a helicopter gunship?
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't get it.
You think I don't know who you people are? With all these monsters running around here. Tell me, where'd they come from?
It's not what you think. You don't understand!
Well, I don't understand. You see that girl back there? Look! That there, my brother's little girl. My niece, you understand? And around here, family is a righteous cause. And you ain't gonna kill my family. Now see, that ain't something I can abide.
For fuck's sake. She's infected. She's dying. And we're both gonna fucking die if we don't get the fuck out of here right now.
She ain't dead yet, boy. So I figure you better do something about it. For I feed you two little friends outside.
Okay. There's a cure.
You're lying to me.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. We were on our way to get her treatment, and you fucked that up when you jumped us. They're probably still waiting for us right now.
Where?
They took it to an old shack, not too far from here.
All right.
It's there.
I thought she was wearing more than that before.
We're gonna fix this, Zoe. You're my family.
Oh, it's a molded head. Oh, that's interesting. Is that moving? No, it's just my camera. What on earth is he eating? Oh, that looks gruesome. The moldy banana. Alright, what's this? That was no gator I saw today. Was out checking the lines when I saw I had one, so I pulled it up and said it was some huge sludge-covered god knows what with huge teeth and claws. Tried to get at me, so I punched the fucker's teeth in before it could. Never thought I'd see it with my own eyes. Goddamn government doing secret experiments on people and animals, no doubt about it. Explains those helicopters flying about recently. Interesting. We're gonna grab your gun first, or we just heading out without a weapon? Interesting. Interesting. Chem fluid. Okay, we can save here. Nice. Alright, what do we got in here? Go survival manual, chem fluid. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I've got a grub, apparently. Excuse me.
Alright, you moldy motherfucker. I can take you fuckers with my bare hands.
That's just silly. What the hell? Okay. We're just punching him now? Okay. Just gonna punch through that? Okay, that makes sense. Sure, why not? Boxer effigy. What does this do? Examine item. Weird. The creepy doll used for black magic. Each one in your inventory gives you a 1% boost to your attack power. Centipede. Okay. This critters. We got critters, apparently. Okay, we're healing ourselves with bug juice.
What the? Jesus Christ.
Wait, what is the point to this? Why is there a hallway that leads nowhere? Okay. What the? Why are there trees coming down?
No. No, no, no.
What the frick? Where did those come from? Those are... What?
Zoe! All right, now just let it work.
That's what happened to you if you didn't vote for Biden. Okay.
God damn it! Why ain't it working?
It wasn't full, was it? It won't be enough. She needs a full dose to heal completely. There's more at our base. Just untie me, and I'll take you there. Please!
What base?
Centipedes. There are centipedes in the wall.
Shit. Gotta get Zoe out of here.
Wait, he can still make it. Well, that's a big boy. We got a boat. So she must have. This must be after you've beaten Evelyn. So this is after that. Big boy. Where did those giant alligators come from? That was new. Actually, which Resident Evil is your favorite? PS? Requiem at the moment. Requiem is fantastic. Requiem is so good.
With some kind of base.
Except for the Leon bits. Leon bits in the middle were kind of rough. But Requiem was amazing. Especially the first half.
Where in all hell did this wall come from?
Yeah, that's interesting. Where did that come from? That's an excellent question. They put that up in a hurry.
Looks like somebody left the lights on. That's good enough for me.
I don't remember us encountering a giant walled fortress in the original game. You seem old enough to be a snob about the original RE3. I am a snob about the original RE3. The RE remakes are not good. They are not good at all. Certainly not from a writing perspective.
Don't you worry, Zoe.
RE3 is less offensive than RE2, though.
Further.
Which I know is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like the writing of RE2 actually undermined the writing of the original, of the RE2 remake, whereas the RE3 remake was just dumb. And it was fine. I was okay with it being dumb. It was a dumb action game, and that's okay.
That's the base, all right.
That's a base, all right. Very astute. Whoa!
Oh, come on. Not now, Gator.
That's not a... Gators are not a... That is not a gator. I don't know what that is. That's not a gator.
Okay.
Thing's ridiculously sized. Yeah, right there.
Right here.
Just wait there. Right at gator height.
I'll be back with something to make you better. Die, motherfucker.
Weird. Shouldn't they all be dead? Like, shouldn't they actually all be dead because Evelyn was killed? Oh my god. I don't know how I was supposed to hit that guy. I legitimately don't know how I was supposed to hit that guy. Are we actually not going to pick up a single weapon? Please tell me we're not just punching them the entire time.
Die, motherfucker.
No, it's not a croc. Crocs have narrower snouts, but like... Ah. I totally forgot about you. Okay. Okay, I can deal with this. Can I get my spear back? That's the question. Is my spear just gone? Are the spears one-time use? I feel like they shouldn't be, but... Oh, very well. They are giving us generous save points, so that's nice at least. Ooh, nice. Orders are as follows, effective immediately. The mutamycete seed is on the loose in the swamp, and it will keep mutating as it encounters new organisms. We can't allow the stock of medicine compounds to be exposed. If they suffer a mutation, they'll be useless. Transfer the whole anti-infective synthesizing station over to the paddle boat.
The paddle boat.
Okay.
Damn it. You boys ain't making this simple. You best stay back now.
Stomp him! Stomp him! Okay, let's analyze this guy. He has a giant bug on his head, on the back of his head. Wait, no. What is that? What the? He's got like centipede parts on his arms. His arms, okay. I don't understand what I'm looking at here. He's covered in centipedes, though. Like they're just sticking out of him. Giant centipede man. Okay. Ugh. That explains why there were centipedes everywhere when he grabbed the guy. Oh! I should have finished him. Should have finished him.
Just stay down.
Holy shit. Oh my god, put your arms up.
Not bad.
What? Well, bye then. That was rude. Why did you just eat the centipede raw? Is he still alive? No, don't sync with my spear. Oh. Ah! Oh, come on, really? That didn't seem fair. Okay. Am I gonna be able to get close enough for this one? Nope. 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 No. I said no. I said no, thank you very much. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Alright, what's the... Wait. Wait, what are we supposed to do here then? Hang on. Hang on, wait. And I can't go back here. Can I climb up here? No? Okay. There's gotta be some... Okay, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be something. Here, we'll just save so we don't need to do those kills anymore. There's gotta be something here. No? Alright. Alright, okay, we're running. We're running! Please don't let there be another gator. Please don't let there be another gator. No more gators. Yes. Nope. Ha 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 ha. Whoa. Yoink! Cancer gator. Alright, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Come on. Where is he? I heard that. I heard that. I see you. I see you, sneaky. Come on. Fuck. I feel like I should be able to get that back. If I pulled the spears out of the other alligator, why can't I use these ones? That doesn't seem fair. I've unlocked it. Ho ho, hee hee, ha ha. Oh my god, my punches were weaker than they needed to be too. There was a thing right there the entire time. Okay, what did this gain me? I went in a circle. There's something else out here now? Nope, okay. Am I being too loud? Sorry. Alright. You know, at least it's different. This is legitimately different. What is this? Scrap metal. What can I do with this? Oh, maybe I can make weapons. I do like that it is something different. It is different than the main game. First aid med. Boom. But at the same time, tree branch. Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. Oh, okay. Don't want to do that. I didn't realize we just automatically fire. I thought you had to aim it first. What? Well, that one's different. Okay, don't even need to crush him apparently. That was a weird boy. I'm gonna be real. I'm not like I do like that it's different. I like the spear mechanics. I'm not super feeling it. It's not like tense. The alligators were tense. That was like stressful a little bit, but not significantly so. You know, I was kind of hoping for more horror. This is fun, but it kind of feels dumb. It's a little dumb. It's fun, but it's dumb. And I feel like the core game of Resident Evil 7 was just better. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what happens if I get him in the head. It's pretty goofy. It is pretty silly. I'm almost tempted to just go ahead to village, honestly. Just because I'm not really feeling it. Like, I appreciate it from a story perspective. I don't know. Okay, those guys we have to stealth kill more than the bigger boys. The bigger boys we can kind of get away with skipping out on. But those guys, nah, we gotta stealth kill those. Because they will wreck us. They're just flat out too tough. I got tree branches, but I got no scrap metal. I don't think I'm gonna effectively fight that guy without a spear, so...
That's gotta be the medicine.
That's gotta be the medicine. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got a nice hole throwing spear. Can we find some scrap metal? I would love it if we found some scrap metal. That would make my whole day. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alrighty then. Just last check in here, nothing. Nope. Alright. Let's try to get him right in the head. I feel like he went down just really easily. He just went down really easily. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, we could have gone through. I didn't even see this. Okay. Well, good to know. They're giving us alternative routes. It's got 2 horror scenarios. Yeah, it's kind of the banned footage DLC is the experience you're looking for, is it? Okay. Oh, I see where he is. Okay. Yeah, you didn't hear that? Okay. Yeah, that's believable. Sure, why not? Why not? There's something right behind me, isn't there? Nope. Nice. Oh, just you. I don't care about you. Holy shit, you. Ow. Okay. I honestly feel like the regular guys are more intimidating than those. Hi. You're just really taking pains to highlight how pathetic Ethan was in this whole thing, huh? Chem fluid, nice. Champion effigy. A creepy doll used for black magic. Each one in your inventory gives you a plus 5% boost to your attack power. Tree branch, nice. Got 2 of those now. Why would there be a tree branch in here, though, I wonder? That's a little odd, actually. Just a little bit. Any scrap metal? First aid med, nice. And an intact spear. It's even better. Alright. I heard something.
What? Oh, come on.
Come on. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That'll do it. Wow.
This is it. Finally.
What? You just fall through the floor? How heavy are you? Okay.
You want some? Come get it.
There we go. Yoink! Raw! Scrap metal! Yes! Raw! Raw!
Bad, little guy.
I am not little! Oh my god. Oh my god, put up your hands, man. Defend yourself. Okay, you're literally gonna make me do this on the fly, you asshole. Can we do it twice, please? No, no, that's not. Okay. Come on, faster, please. Little bit of urgency.
You want it? You got it. Like that?
What?
It'll take more than that.
How did you miss that?
Here we go. That's how you get it done. Woo! I'm coming for you, Zoe.
I don't think this is a scary... I don't know what genre this is. We just beat up the monster like John Wick. And then we're just back. Okay. We're gonna do Alien Isolation next, I think. Yeah, it's like Splatterhouse.
Zoe, I brought your medicine. You're going to be fine. No! Zoe!
Alright, I guess we're doing this again. I guess we're beating him up again. Like, I feel like that would have been so scary to have to, like, avoid.
Where are you, girl?
But we're just punching him, so it's like, it's funny, it's cool and everything, it's just like...
Where'd they go?
This isn't Resident Evil, this is just a beat 'em up. Why is he able to go in there?
Leave my family alone, asshole!
Wait, why is he able to go in there? Hit him with the boat! Hit him with the boat! What?
Oh, you're gonna get it.
Oh, you're gonna get it. Like, think about how scary traversing that swamp would be. Instead, we're just in a cutscene. It's like, it just seems like a missed opportunity, you know? This would have been a good, like, capper off to a good horror segment. Have him actually beat him up.
This whole place has gone to hell.
Oh, why is the swamp all full of meat? Why is it made of meat? It's moving.
It's gotta be up ahead.
Hello from Portland. Are you back? I was expecting we would be using Zoe. That's what I anticipated. I guess I was mistaken. How was your flight, Brooks? Crawfish. Well, that was weird. Okay, is there any scrap metal back here? You gonna give me anything? No? Nothing back here? This entire place looks like it's made of scrap metal. There's really nothing. Okay, guess there's nothing. Can I do a sneak attack on the gator? Probably can't. That'd be kind of silly. The whole thing's been silly so far, though. Oh, okay. Really? There's a crawfish in the microwave. That's funny. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh shit. Oh shit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get up there, get up there, get up there. There we go. Alright. This is dumb. This is really dumb. Oh, come on, come on, come on. You can't make the animation that long and not let me escape. I'm gonna be real, I'm not super feeling this level, guys. This DLC. It's like, it's fun in bites, but like, so to speak. But like, it's just, there's no horror, it's just frustration. Okay, so we got... Okay. Now I have scrap metal. Do I have a stick? I do not have a stick. Okay. Okay. There's more scrap metal over there by the looks of it. Are there sticks anywhere? Is there a stick anywhere? I think I need to follow this gator. Oh, come on. Really? Really? That does not seem fair. Yeah, it feels like an older game. It legitimately feels more primitive than the core game. I might honestly like call it. I'm just not interested. I'd be so much more interested in doing like Alien Isolation with the super chat screens. That'd be fun. This is just kind of, this is very dull. It just feels very dull. Like, this is like, I feel like I've seen like segments like this on GameCube games. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm honestly just, I'm just honestly really bored. I'm not invested in this because we already know the story ends. So it's like, okay. I think we'll start Alien Isolation next time. I think I'm gonna get some sleep, and we're gonna do that because it's just not scary. It's just not scary. So it's super boring. It is super boring. I'm actually so disappointed. I thought the DLC was gonna be like more horror. But it's just, they just did spin-off stuff. And it's like, guys, it's Resident Evil. I'm paying for Resident Evil. Please give me a Resident Evil game. There's no Resident Evil gameplay. It's like this, it's like super primitive stealth and then like a beat 'em up. And it's like, okay, sure. But it just never evolves into anything. So I think we'll do, I've seen like gameplay of Resident Evil Village. And I'm not impressed, I gotta say. I'm just really not impressed with it. It looks really not scary either. So I think we're gonna do Alien Isolation next. Although somebody also suggested Idols of Ash. So maybe we'll give that a try. You're ending stream perfectly in the hour mark anyway. Yeah, I don't think people are invested in this either. I'm bored by this. I know the audience is bored by this, so we're gonna call it. We'll do a proper horror game next time. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Take it easy. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao. On Patreon. We're having a Patreon stream tomorrow. Have a good night. The guy is superhumanly strong, but it's more frustrating than Power Fantasy. Yeah, it is, because it doesn't feel good. Like, it feels super clunky and slow. It's not great. It's not great. I don't hate the idea, but it's not executed well. I would have preferred it more if you had like proper controls and you were just stronger. But then have stronger enemies to balance it out, you know? Like, he should be, like, hiding from the big stalker guy, not just socking it out. That's kind of silly. Anyways, have a good night.